Okay guys, today we're going to talk about light, like this one. This light I'm moving around here. This light, really important for videos and really important when you're out camping. So in that vein, I actually got three versions of the BioLights. I found out about this brand while searching for stuff in camping. Here's the whole generation. This is the 200, the 330, and the heavy 750 lumens and lights. And in turn, let's briefly, based on their description alone, let's briefly go through the major differences out of these two. Start with the weight. This is the BioLite 200 lumens, so they call it the BioLite 200. This is 50 grams and gives you, at the low end side, at the low side, the beam distance comes to 8 meters in the low and 50 meters farthest it can go. So that tells you a little about the strength of what that is. Sort of similar to a typical bike light if you have one of those, but my bike light goes a little further, but it gives me an idea. So we're going to also turn off the light here and see how each one, assuming they all have charge, each one in turn looks like really briefly as well in comparison. So yeah, so this is 50 grams. So remember that. It gives you the white spot, the dimming, the red strobe, the white strobe, and the lockout, meaning you're able to switch it in a mode such that it doesn't go on automatically in your pocket and drain the battery. Very bad when you're out there and you just put it, you don't know where you put it in your pocket perhaps, and it's just draining and it's a waste. So that would be unfortunate if you're out where you need this thing, right? It's also the lightest. So they have I think they have a few, two or three more versions that I've seen, but these are the current versions for BioLite. Right, so what is the difference between this and the 330, right? So the big difference is this one has an extra white flood feature, and that's the only other extra feature that I can see. It has a white flood feature, meaning when you turn it on, it's just not just, you can just almost everywhere. And in terms of distance, what's interesting is it is closer on the low, so it gives you 5 meters to 75 meters. So that's an extra 25 meters distance. What is that in feet? I don't know. Well, you can look it up. But suffice it to say, in terms of measurement, it is technically 25% more than this 200 over here. Also, to mention, all three versions are IPX4 rating. So meaning it is water resistant but not waterproof. There's a big difference. For waterproof, none of these are waterproof. It can get wet, but you cannot submerge it in water. That is not recommended. It is not water sealed or weather sealed for that purpose. Quick dips perhaps and then shake it off. That's I think an acceptable use case because that really happens. It's raining and stuff like that, but dipping it in a pool, go swimming with it, no. You're not supposed to be doing that with this one, and I don't think it will let you. So this is, as you recall, 50 grams. This is a 69 grams, so technically 70 grams, so 20 grams more in terms of what this 330 gives you. Also to mention, in terms of charging, the 200 actually has a 700 mAh battery. That is that's large. That's just like a small battery. This one actually gives you a 900 mAh battery, right? So for that weight, right? And now we come to the big boy, the 750 lumens version. Now this is really very different. It's got, as an extra feature, it has a red, aside from the has a red flood. Actually, all three have red flood, but this has the rear red light. So, looks like a spot at the back when you're walking. Really useful if you're And it has a red strobe. So if this one, that is literally an example of what looks like a bike light, because I have a bike light that it does exactly that. The front strobing and the red strobing in the back, so that people know that you are where you are. And please, don't make the mistake of not seeing me, because, dude. Okay, so what else do we have? This has a 4-point tilt, so up, down, I think left, right, that is the point. This has a 3000 mAh battery. So that is, in comparison, this is a 900, this is a 3000 mAh battery, and the price shows it. I think this is close to, I think, $80 in terms of pricing. This is somewhere like 50, and this is somewhere like 20 to low 30, something like that. And obviously it is heavier. This is for more than three times the battery size. I assume that it'll be heavier, and it is. This is actually 150 grams compared to 70. So not really. That's about twice. Like 70 times 2 is 140 grams. So for about twice the amount of battery, you will get this. Definitely, which is like 330 times 2, close enough to 750. Yes, so it progresses, yes, in the right direction. One other feature of this is the constant mode. So basically, what that means is whatever the charge is, it's going to go full bright or full at whatever brightness you set until it dies. So it's unlike these two. They will run and they will eventually dim. This one will just keep going at the constant light that you need it. That is a feature you need to turn on. Otherwise, it'll default to like eventually petering out like most lights. But this has the extra feature of going and full bright spotlights. That's a feature that it will give you. Now, obviously, that has a cost in battery life, but if that is one of those things that you will need, this gives you that functionality. In terms of beam distance, it's a little similar to, well, not similar. It doesn't give you a short beam distance. Actually, it gives you 15 meters. So the 15 meters, where's that? No. It's 15 meters and 130 meters at the brightest, right? So, and it gives you burst time, run times, and all that stuff. So this will, the other feature of this one is you can also, while running with it, you can, it comes with a USB cable, so you could, while using it, plug it into a battery pack. I think that's a nifty function. For me, though, I kind of wish the charge via USB would have been a function they added to the prior two. That would be really useful. For that would have been perfect. Really light and yet consistent and light. Consistent, light, in terms of weight, in terms of the capability. That would have been nice for these other two, but that is what we have. So next up, I can do a quick unboxing if that matters to you. If that is of interest, let's start with the 200 and a quick comparison on the box sizes between the 330 and the 750. Yeah. All right. So, I think I can actually just open this up without any extra fanfare, because I've been talking about the functionalities, but I have not actually been showing you what the products themselves look like. So, because we're doing a three-part review, not a three-part review, but a 3-item review all in one, I thought it best to just go over the features first before the actual products themselves. So their claims versus actuality, we are going to do a test of this. So It does come with a USB-B charger, USB-A to USB-B charging cable. That comes with this thing. There, that's how it is. It is very light. So in comparison, I don't think everybody has this, but if you have ever come across a Fuji, the regular Fuji battery for the XT3 or XT30, I think, or the XS10, those are cameras that I have a review of somewhere. I'll put it in the description below if you're interested in checking out that review. But here is that battery size, and here is that. So if you put them side by side, it looks like it's like a light that is riding on top of battery. I wish that were the case, or even better, if that actually has a better rechargeable battery. This goes for 45 minutes on a single charge. This, I believe, this claims to have a charge a burn time of 40 hours if you have it on low, or 3 hours if you have it on high. So definitely better, right? And you turn it on by pressing on this button here on the top. You can I believe it was 3 or 4 seconds. Let's see. Just long 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the first blink, and then it turns on, and then that means that you can actually turn that. That's the first function, the red spot. The next function is the brightness. Brightness. That is really bright. That is some nice and bright light. So right away out of the box, you know this thing is usable for camping right away. And the blinks, and oh, beware. How do we turn it off? I'm getting headaches. Right, so there is a cadence that you need to learn, by the way, when turning this thing on. It also flips out. There, it's got, I believe, it flips out several, so, but it will not get removed. So you've got several flips for it from your forehead. I will perhaps demo that. Why not? Let's put it on. There. So that's how, ninja. So that's how it looks like. And that. So I think that's pretty light. It's pretty light. I can get used to that. I can start ignoring that. It is definitely as heavy, or probably lighter than a cap on your hand. Yep. So of course not counting this one. I'm being silly. Right. So I know that it's that was pretty bright. I was pretty surprised. Even then, with this, it competes with this soft light I have here. I will set this aside, and we will open up the 330. Which will come with us on this camping trip. There's a bunch of us going, and I don't know if everyone has their flashlights. If not, then they will get a BioLite for themselves to use. I personally will want to use the bigger one, because why skimp? Just go. But it's heavy, and we shall see once we put it on our heads if that is worth the hassle of actually wearing. Right, so I've taken it out of its box. Again, it comes with its own, I think that comes standard, the USB-B and USB-A charger, and a manual, and a plastic mold, and right, so let's the battery here is at the back. That is what you will be charging. What is interesting is this replaceable? What is the plan here? Or so I'm just trying to. Oh, okay. It's just got a cover. It's a rechargeable. So this is not a. I don't think this is a user replaceable battery, but it does come with. That's where you charge it. Where do you charge the small? Oh, and now it's missing. Okay, where do you charge the smaller one? You charge the smaller one here on the side. So this is for the smaller one. So remember, this is the button on the top. You flip it forward and you open up the flap here on the side. And I don't know if I can, there. Let me pause this for a second. So back to what I was doing. So again, the charging port is on the side, and make sure to cover that so that it's weather sealed correctly. Ooh, that's unhappy. There. Okay, back in place. So I think this has a better battery cover. That's definitely, you definitely have to watch it out for the smaller one. It might not like seat itself, so make sure it is seated and seal that charging area. So as far as the light goes, this feels thicker only because this is also where the rechargeable battery is. There's nothing in the back. This, on the other hand, has a beefy battery on the back. It feels like it's got maybe two AAAs in the back, rechargeable, methinks. Or maybe a 9-volt back there. That sounds to be two options you can. And let us turn this thing on. Where is the top? I think the top is about the same place because it will let you. It will also let you like bend forward. All right, that's as far as it will let you bend forward. You can see the cable at the back there. I don't know if I can show it. There's the cable. Nice sealed, molded cable. And here is how you 2, 3, 4. Okay, that single blink there, that means that it is ready. And then 1, 2. Wow, that is bright. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's even brighter. See, so one had the spotlight. This is a floodlight feature. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and then blink. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now that is everything. Oops, really briefly. So that is some really nice bright light. I think that is absolutely usable. I like it. All right, so 1. All right, just 1, and then here, and it connects to the battery in the back using this. What do we call this? It's coiled cable here. Let's put it on our forehead, because I only have one. And right, so I think that's acceptable and balanced. I like that. I actually like it somehow better. Maybe it's because it's really tight on my head, so I know it's snug in place. I like it. I think it will probably compete definitely with the regular 200. Honestly, this gives you more functionality. I probably would get this one. But if you're going for the utmost lightness, then that will be the 200. Remember, this is about 25% heavier. Right. And last on our list is the big boy 750 with all the current bells and whistles of this version. I think there is a way to it's packaged differently, slightly, so it feels like I need to pull it from the top. I could be wrong. Probably am. I wonder. So, how do you tease it out? Do you? Oh, you can't tease it out if it's taped in. Of course. Duh. So we will gently remove that. And now it should let us, so that should disappear into that hole. There we go. So it's got that interesting box and that logo. It's different packaging. So just to signify that, yes, this is their premier version. Okay, 1 million people living safer, brighter lives. One thing to note that all three versions actually gives let you purchase a optional accessory. Basically, it is a bag, and then you turn these lamps over onto the bag on the top, and then because the bags are diffused, it would the bag becomes sort of a lamp due to the brightness of the of these headlamps, and it becomes like a lamp because it's diffused, just like this one I'm using. Right, that's a smart way. I wish that came standard instead of an optional feature. Okay, so as is, we will take a look at the nice box. So that is the item, that is the box, and oh, okay, that comes out. What's in here? Important before your first use. Oh, okay. That is the BioLite, register your headlamps. Okay, so it is registration, and in this I assume will be the USB, a long longer USB-A to USB-B cable with a nice, like, it's got a clip on it so that you can clip this, because it's going to be dangling, and that's I assume from your backpack to the backside. Let's take a look if that is what's going to happen here, but I assume that is what's going to happen given the design of the 330. But yes, so here we go. This is the 750. Now that is a beefier, definitely beefier lamp in comparison to the 330. I'm not sure if that I can say it is beefy, and it is using this. The way this does its brightness is because it's using the idea of glass lenses, or well, technically lenses lenses are made using varying thickness, by varying the thickness of a piece of glass. So you can see that this is a lens over here, and that's how it becomes brighter. Most flashlights don't actually have a lens. They are just a flat piece of plastic, a bulb, and a reflector at the back. That is your traditional flashlight. This uses a smarter use of let's say camera lenses, the idea of camera lenses or magnifying glasses, and puts it against a light source, therefore magnifying the light. That is a smart use of that technology. This is a very thick cable here, and this goes to this very thick battery in the back. The battery by itself is not too heavy. I would say it probably contains 1 9-volt in there, or could probably contain 3 AAAs or 4. It's not too heavy, but I find it bulky, to be honest. right? I find it bulky. I feel there's no need to have it this bulky. And it's a thicker charging port, but it's the same charging port. It's just got a bigger place to charge. I mean, you know, the receptacle to charge it is bigger. I don't see the logic of doing that. All right, so, and then, okay, what does that do? I forget what that does. But you can press this button at the back, and it does that. I guess and then you can also press, ooh, that's pretty bright. I don't know what those two buttons do without reading the manual, but just first impressions, let's do a long press on this one instead of the front ones first. Okay, that's about 4 seconds, nothing happened. The square, oh, something happened on the square if we put them both. Oh, okay. So I think one of the buttons is for showing you what is the charge, right? So there is a, for you who has battery charge anxiety, this actually shows you by pressing the squarish icon here in the back instead of the star. If you press the squarish icon, it tells you that you have about, out of 4 bars, 4 dots, you've got, this one has 3 dots out of the packaging, as it were. And then the other one does the same thing. So either way, it'll work. That's what it's saying. All right, so let's, if this is consistent with headlamp comes in lock mode, hold top button down for 8 seconds. 8 seconds? I thought it was 4. Weren't we using 4? Okay, let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. 5, 6, 7. I guess 8. That's 8. And if it's consistent, then you would do, it comes in a sequence like 2, 1 button press each. So 1, that is the red spot or red flood. 1, 2, that is bright. That is not as bright as I thought it would be. I think it can still get brighter, but that is bright. Okay, that is a lighter lamp. Okay, that is blinking. That is a red flood. Okay, that is bright. Okay, is that the brightest it can go? So let's take a look at the functions here and double check if we got everything. Apparently it has, oh, it's so bright. I can barely see. It's got the white spot and we got the white flood. Okay, we got the spot and the flood. I think that we had the spot and the flood. It's got a white strobe, we got the white strobe. We got the red flood, we got the red flood. Red rear light, didn't see that, but I will assume it does turn on. And then red rear strobe. Okay, we got those. And then dimming. Oh, okay. I guess you can long press on, and it's got a white burst. I think the white burst happens when you, yes, it's like a function press if you press the white burst here. So let's, oh, I guess if you just press it once, that is a burst of white, consistent white. Oh boy, okay. All right, that is a white burst there. Okay, that's the regular brightness, and that's here's a burst of a light. That is definitely a burst of light. You can see how it magnifies the back over there. So, ooh, pretty bright. Right, okay. And it has memory too, so it will remember your last mode, I think. So that's your regular, and those are your two. All right, so let's try these three out with the lights out, right? So, hey Google, turn off the lights. Okay, I still got some lights. I'm gonna kill this one and kill this one. So let's try out the smaller one in the 4 seconds. There we go. And we got the quick yellow notification. Uh-huh. Okay. We got all the blinking. That's, wow. Disco. There we go. That is the brightness for this particular light, and that's how bright it is. Let's say if it was on my forehead, the back of my forehead, that's how bright that thing is. All right, I hope that that kind of helps you to see what that brightness does. And if you please do not, part of the instruction, please do not shine this on someone's eyes. I can see, because that thing's pretty bright. I'm surprised. I don't remember 200 lumens being this bright, right? So just take note that if this was strapped on my head, to the back of my head, it would look like that. That's the circle. That is a circle almost to my arm here. Let's turn it off. Okay, let's try the 330. And again, you're supposed to press this 4 seconds. We got the confirmation. Okay, let's go down here. So, oh yeah, apparently this also has its own, it's got its own battery level at the back too. That is nice, and that happens when you automatically, when you press this button single. So it will automatically tell you how many. It's also got 4 dots at the back, so for consistency, I like that. Okay, it's not working for me. Come on, give me 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got that single notification. Oh boy. Ooh, that is bright. Okay, that is the, I think that is the low, and that's how bright it will be. Oh, that's definitely brighter than the 200. And if it was at the back of my head, like I said, wow, that is definitely a wider field of circle. Let me lift it there. Let me try to get the bigger side on. That is the bigger side. So there's like 2 different sizes of the brightness light. One is a floodlight. So this is a floodlight. So you can definitely see how this is providing a flood versus a focus light. So I think that's going to be pretty useful. Of course, if it's a floodlight, it's wider, but it's more diffuse. So it's not like a focus light where you can see further. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you, that a focus light is definitely further in terms of beam throw, versus a floodlight like this one is a wider beam, but a shorter one, right? Okay, so let's turn that off. And lastly, let me just turn on the battery thing here too. As you can see, you've got the either one that you press. Oops. If you press one of them, this actually is the this is the strobing. So you don't have to use the strobing function. Doesn't have to be done at the front. It makes sense that the switch for the strobing function is actually at the back, right? Because that's where it is. No sense to put that function in the front. So in theory, this is like a mini, some features from the white strobing in the front of the smaller one. You put it in the back, and you've got the, you get one where I'm trying to go. Right. Okay. So here we go. The big boy. This is the brightest of the bunch. That's strobing. So that would be the definitely a focus ring plus some flood, right? You see that? Wow, wow, that is really bright. I like it. Okay, this is a more diffused, I guess a more, this is actually their flood version is in reverse in a way, because it uses the smaller light versus the 330 where the bigger light is what provides the flood. Here, essentially they got the flood of the 330, and that is what we're seeing here. Right, so that's a flood. So this could be usable for video. I mean, if you're trying to do swing. I see there's a use case for this if you're just trying to illuminate yourself and maybe try to diffuse it just a little. Let's see if we can try to diffuse this somehow using, I don't know, see what I can use as a slight diffuser there. So this is I'm technically remember the hole of the box here of the 750. There's a hole, so it is diffused. So that, and I was telling you about the extra feature where you could put this on top of some box. Because of how bright it is, look how illuminated this box is. That's what's going to happen. You basically have a small lamp, right? And this is a black colored box. See how bright that is, right? And that was the flood feature, by the way. If you use this is the focus, yeah, the spot version of that, and we put it, and look at that. So that is interesting. There is definitely some kind of use case there if you're trying to, especially for photography. I can see myself using this for that feature alone. All right, very cool. Right, so there you have it. Hey Google, turn on the lights. There you have it. Those are the 3 versions of the BioLights, the 200, the 300, and the 750 side by side, and in actual testing in my dark room. So I will expect that kind of performance as we go camping tomorrow. All right, so if you see me next week, then I survived. Otherwise, thanks for watching.